Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar about Rillion AI. Good morning if you're in the US. I hope we have a lot of people listening in from the US as well this session. We will speak about Rillion AI for about 30 minutes. Well, actually, we'll speak a bit less, 20, maybe 25 minutes, and then leave some time for questions at the end. So we hope that you do have a lot of interesting, good questions. AI is not always sort of easy to understand. We'll try our best to explain it, but please type any questions in the tool and we'll answer those at the end. And also, we will have some evaluation questions for you as well. 2 questions that we hope you can answer to give us feedback about the webinar before we log off. Cool. Let's move to the next slide then. I'm Petter. I'm the product manager for Rillion AI, and this is Maria, one of our product specialists. So I will be explaining what Rillion AI is and what it does, how it works, and how it can help you. And then Maria will follow with more details about how you set it up and configure it in the system, how it works.
Yes.
Cool. As you know, of course, AI is part of the finance department, including AP process by now. And in our products, we've had AI for a while, well over a year actually. We've had it for account posting. And the new thing that we're launching right now is AI for approver workflows as well. And the goal with all of this is, of course, to improve your AP processing, making your lives easier, less manual work, higher levels of automation, reducing costs, or as we like to call it, touchless invoice management, basically full automation. That's what we're striving for.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll try to explain then how it works. So next slide. AI is happening now, of course, and it's all about making your daily work easier, better, faster, and cheaper. And how it works is that Rillion AI learns from how you normally handle your invoices, your normal processing of them. So we'll start by training the AI model by taking your historical data, historical invoices, feed them into the AI model and train it so that it works at a good level already from day one. But then as you keep using the AI model, keep processing your invoices, handling them, doing what you normally do with them, the AI model will also be trained by that, your everyday handling. So the AI model will learn and become smarter automatically every day as you use it. And this is really clearly visible in the numbers. Maria will show a graph showing how the accuracy level goes up as you use it. That's really fun to see, actually. And this is, of course, valuable for all companies. But of course, the more invoices you have, the faster the AI model will learn, and the more time and money you can save by using Rillion AI. And it will make your lives a lot easier because AI will learn from how you normally handle your invoices, the patterns that you're using. And this means that there's less need for matching rules to create and maintain all of these matching rules that also, of course, are really important for getting to a high level of automation. But AI will complement those. It's normally not about using one or the other. You can do it that way, but normally it's about complementing them, using them together to get to the highest levels of automation. And you will show more how that is done, Maria, as well. And apart from being easier, it will also be better because with these rules, AI picking up the patterns for how you normally handle your invoices, you will get more correct account posting and workflow predictions. Like, for instance, some invoices, if you'd like to send those to another approver for some reason, like special cases, that's a typical pattern that AI will pick up and do automatically for you next time. And that is, by the way, also one of the strengths in one of our products, Rillion Prime, that it is really easy to adjust the workflow on the fly without a rule. And that's a typical thing that AI will pick up and learn and do for you next time. And if it's easier and better, it also means that it's done a lot faster, less controlling, less correcting incorrect data, accounting, etc. So less work, more efficient AP processing. And this adds up, of course, to your AP processing being significantly cheaper. And it is possible to reach up to 90% touchless, getting back to that touchless phrase again that we like to use. 90% touchless invoice handling, full automation. We see that with some of our clients. You have to really manage your AP process and improve it bit by bit, but you can follow the numbers and see how they improve. So that's what we're striving for with our customers, of course. Over to you, Maria.
Thank you, Peter. Let's continue and look into more how it actually works within Rillion Prime then. As we just said, we will create an AI model based on the historical data that is in the Rillion Prime environment. Our Rillion AI have support for multi-languages, so it doesn't matter what language the invoices are in, we will still be able to help out there. What we will do is to take out the historical invoice images, the information that you have interpreted from those invoice images. If it's an e-invoice, of course, it's a lot of data that we can extract from the e-invoice. The historical account codings and also the approval flows we will take out, and we will create this model. So it's a lot of data that we are using to really create a model that is your model. And then when you get new invoices, what will happen is that I will just take my pointer into this one. So you have the capture, and that can be that you capture an invoice or it's an e-invoice. When that invoice comes into the invoice log, we will do this matching and validation. And that is to see if this is, for example, a purchase order or contract invoice, then we will not use AI as is today. So those invoices will be matched as they are today with orders and contracts and go this way. But if it's a non-PO, a non-contract invoice, then we will start to look into if it's a candidate for AI. And if it is, then it will go into the AI engine that has been created for you, and it will get the prediction. And that prediction will be visible in the invoice log when you open up the invoice. And then you can send the invoice out to an approval flow. And when the invoice is to be booked into your ERP system, at the same time, we also will send back the outcome from the coding into the AI engine. And that is how the engine will get smarter and smarter and learn by what you have been doing with the invoices. And this is, as I said, both for the account coding and also now the approval flow. So we will show you that as well. So that's how it works. And when the invoice comes in, as I said, we will go through the process to see what kind of invoice is this. Is it the PO invoice? Is it the contract invoice? Or is it a candidate for AI? And what I mean with candidate for AI is because you have some settings in the environment that you can tell when and how AI is to be used. I will come back to that. And if it's not the candidate for AI, then we will fall back to the reference matching and do that. And it will create the account coding, and it will create also soon the approval flows. I will come more to the release plan for this. So you can configure the system yourself to tell when and how AI is to be used. You can do it on a company level, saying that, yes, I would like to enable AI for this company. And you can also do it on a supplier level, saying this supplier I would like to not use AI for. Because as Petter just said, it's the best is to use those in combination. Some suppliers maybe it's better to create a posting template and a reference matching for because they are very complex. And then we can let the AI do those that is more easy to code, that is easier to find a pattern on. You can also configure the system based on dimensions. And what I mean with that is that, for example, if you are a very project-driven company, you have a lot of projects ongoing and they are closing and open up new projects all the time, then of course there is not so much history for the AI to look at. So what we could do is to exclude one of the dimensions if needed and say those needs to be set by the end user. It's only the end user that knows the project, for example. So that is also possible to configure, but what I often recommend is to do that later on when you have tried out the system for some time, and then you maybe set up some other rules for specific suppliers or dimensions. So that was the overall, and now we're going to go into details a bit more. And first of all, I would like to just talk about the launch that we do have today then for the approval flows with AI. So this is a new feature that we today have in production with 3 customers. And then we're going to do a rollout to more customers, of course. And for those of you that already use the AI in Rillion Prime, you will get this when time comes. But we do a rollout during the winter and the spring for other customers. And just a question for you, Peter. Why don't we just push the button and say, well, here's for everybody? I mean,
in theory, we could do that, but since it is a bit complex and it's really all about learning how to use AI together with the matching features in our products. So we really want to be there for our customers and help them how to get the most value, the highest level of automation. And therefore we need to do this step by step and have the time to guide them and be like have a managed process, not just turn it on and leave them alone. We really want to be there for our customers.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. But good to know, of course. I mean, AI is not a new thing in Rillion. I mean, we have had, as you said, AI for more than a year. But that AI has been doing the account coding of invoices. And for that, we do have more than 100 customers, I think, using that feature. So it's not a new thing with AI in Rillion Prime, but the new thing here is how the AI can create the flows. So let's see how it would look like for you. Sorry. So when an invoice comes into the invoice log, it will get a proposal from AI. So you can see the header, it says AI matching, and that is the matching type that has been done on this invoice. We can also see down here that it says flow proposal, but instead of a flow proposal that you have created, so you don't have to use flow proposals anymore, it will say AI matching. So now instead of a flow proposal, we have done an AI flow instead. And the percentage is here how reliable or confident this proposal is. And those colors, as you see here, if it's green, that means it's over 75% confidence. If it's yellow, it means it's over 50. And if it's red, that means it's under 50% reliable. So the ones that is quite low, you should check. The flow that the AI have given as a proposal, you can open it up and you can see all the people that are in that flow. And you can also change the flow. So if you see that somebody's missing, you can add a person, or you can also remove people that is proposed by AI. As you can see here, it also states very clear that this is a role that has been added based on AI and how confident we are on this specific role. If you do changes to the flow, that is something that will be reported back to the model that can be retrained and do better next time. And as I said before, there is settings on the suppliers and on the company if you would like to use the flow, the AI flow. So you could have one specific supplier will say, well, here I have a fixed flow that always should be used, and I want to have only that, and then that will be set instead. Also good to mention is that in the end, when the invoice has gone through the entire flow, that flow that you will see could be a mix of AI added roles and configuration. So if you, for example, have set up a rule-based flow auxiliary telling that I would like to do a post control of this specific supplier, that will still happen. So it will be a mix in the end of AI generated levels and people that you have added into the flow. So this is what we are releasing now today and are to roll out to our customers. And if we look at the full invoice in the invoice log, this is how it could look like. So I have the, oops, I was clicking a little bit too fast. Go back. It's AI matching. We can see the overall confidence level. It's medium on this one. The flow is very high, so that's great. But here we have also the coding. I'm going to talk more about that now. But here we have some that is a little bit red and yellow as well. So overall, we have medium confidence and on the specific invoice. But let's go in and look at also the coding then. As I said, this we have had for a long time, and we have a lot of customers using it. When it comes to the account coding of invoices and AI, the AI can generate more than one cost line. It works best up to like 3 lines, and of course that is all based on the data that you have in the history. So I mean, if you have a lot of invoices that is split over 3 or 4 lines, then the AI will be better on that. But if you just have a few invoices that is distributed on 3 lines, then we'll get lower results. So it's all about the history that you have. But if you do have invoices that should be split over, I don't know, 15 lines or 20 lines, I would recommend to use a coding template instead. The distribution of the lines will be done based on the historical invoices, but also based on the structure on that invoice image. So if it's very clear on the invoice image that it says water and electricity, for example, then the system could see that as a pattern on old invoices and use the amounts and do the distribution. The coding will be done on all your dimensions. So it will set the GL account. It will set your, if you have cost centers and projects or whatever you have. So all your dimensions. It will also suggest the VAT code, tax code, amount, and also it can do accruals of the invoice amount. So the entire coding will be done based on AI. And also here we work with those color codings, of course. So each dimension will get a line under it with a color telling how confident we are on this specific coding dimension. So and if you do a change, we'll report that back to the AI and it will then learn based on that. So that is how it works in the system. And now I would like to show you our journey. Of course, we are using the AI engine ourselves, actually both for flows and codings. And then I would like to show you how we can measure our automation journey. This is from the Rillion Analytics, that is also part of the Rillion Prime solution, where we have some KPIs that you can use to see your process and use it to improve your process as well. So here you can, for example, see number of invoices that you have are processing per supplier and how long it takes to process those invoices. So you can see if you have some bottlenecks within your suppliers. You can see how the invoice comes into the system if you have them as e-invoices. And I would say e-invoice is very good for AI. There's more data to look at for the AI, so that's great. Or if you have just entered them manually in the application. But for this webinar, I would like to highlight those two actually. So this is our journey. We started with the AI matching more than a year ago. We were the first one out, so 1.5, almost 2 years. And then we can see that today, most of our invoices are actually matched against AI. We still have some reference matching where we have seen that works better. So it could be very, very complex coding proposals and so on. We also do contract matching on invoices, but most are handled by AI. And we can also then measure to see how many of those invoices that are getting successful flows and successful codings, meaning nobody has changed the coding or the flow. And this is overall, so this is for quite a long time. So it's also before we had the AI activated, I should say. But I think we have quite high numbers, 67, 73% that is successful. Well, nobody had to change the coding or the flow. We can also look at it like this. Here is from the executive dashboard, that is also part of the analytics tool. And here I would like to highlight those two. This is our automation journey. So we can see before we started with AI and we can see where we are today. Now we have a dip here, but we are just couple of weeks into November, so I would say it goes up if we take the end of November. But here I think it's even more clear. If we look at the blue one, that's the account coding. So before we started with AI coding, and now we have been using AI coding for some time, and it's getting better and better and better. And we are on very high levels with the coding at the moment. And the same with the flow. When we started with that, actually in the beginning, it did drop a little bit. But that was because we needed to like train the model a little bit, and then it started to go up. And now we have very high levels of automation when it comes to the flows. And actually, we are better than other customers. If we have the benchmarking here, so that's good. That's nice to see. So that's how you can look at the automation journey and how AI can help you in your daily work. And if you would like to start working with this kind of solution, if you don't use AI today in Rillion Prime, I just want to go through this, how it works. I mean, it takes less than a week to get going, or around a week, I would say, in Canada time. We do like to start up just saying, yes, we would like to start with the AI. Then what we do is to take out the historical data and create a model. And when that is done, we go through the parameters that is in the system together with you. And then we do some testing to see some invoices and how AI is coding those. And then you are in production. And then it's just continuous development that the AI model will get better and better over time. So it's not a big project or anything to get going with the AI. So I told the story, our story. Would be nice to also hear something from you.
Sure. This is from one of our pilot customers on the workflow, AI workflow. Sorry. And they've been using workflow since summer. And this is a quote for them. It's a large customer with a large number of invoices. And they say AI workflow makes it a lot quicker. You can simply send it to the flow without manual work. And they really point out that it's the combination of coding and workflow that makes a big change together, because then you get full automation, not just the first or second step, but full automation. So making their lives a lot easier. And looking at some numbers is always fun, of course. They have 78% correct account coding suggestions and 89% workflow suggestions. So these are really good numbers, just slightly better than our numbers.
Yeah.
So well done.
They are.
And it's also fun to see how the numbers go up in like workflow suggestions since summer. So the AI model is still learning. So it went up from 86 to 89% over the last 2 months. Which, if you like numbers and graphs like I do, then it's fun looking at these things actually. Yeah, but like these are high numbers. So what is achievable for everyone is really individual. It really depends on how many invoices you have, how much data you have with them, and the quality of the data. AI is really all about data. But as Maria said, we're happy to of course look at your data and help you and guide you in how to use and get the most value from AI. Cool. We have about 5 minutes for questions and wrapping up.
Yes. So let's move on here. I will just open up and see if we have received any questions. I'm sure we have. See what we have. Okay, let's see. Just clicking in here to see what questions we do. Please put in questions if you have any. For us, enable AI matching for invoice posting is automatic and do not use AI prediction on following field is blank. Is it correct? Yes. I mean, if you do have the AI, like if you have, I mean, AI is an add-on module, first of all. So if you have that as a module, then yes, then you can have automatic on the company, and the other field can be blank actually. Then it's activated, but you need to have the license first, for sure. And actually that relates to another question that I can see here, if this is included for all customers. It is, as I just said, it's an add-on module, so it's an add-on price for it. So if you don't have it today and that you are interested in it, please contact us. First of all, your sales rep. You can also contact us, and we can tell you how to go further on with that if you're interested to start using it.
But you get both coding and workflow in the same Rillion
Yes.
AI add-on.
Yes, that's a good question we had as well. It's both, so it's not too different, so it's the same. So if you buy the Rillion AI, you have both coding and flow when we're releasing the flow to everybody. That's correct. See if I have any more that is good to see. I have some other questions here. I think I will answer more directly because they are very specific. Yeah, I think that's all for now actually.
That's all for now.
Yeah.
And we will also provide written replies to questions that we had during the previous seminars this morning and yesterday. And we will, of course, send out all replies to everyone attending. So there will be more answers to more questions coming in through the email as well.
Yeah. Okay. But thank you everybody for attending, and please stay online for a few more seconds to answer our questions to you. And hope you have a great day, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.